West Coast, or around the world. This is Coast to Coast. It is a foggy morning here. It's starting to feel like fall. And, so our bad weather is about to get here.
Definitely not starting to feel like fall here yet.
I mean, during the day, it's still hot. But we're getting fog and cooler nights, and so...
Yeah, we were 87 yesterday. We're going to be 86 today.
Nice.
Definitely not fall weather quite yet.
Yeah, here it's cooler at night. I don't know what the temperature is. I haven't even been paying attention. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's like, yep. It's the cooler it is, the better. I know in Kansas City it sucked when it was that hot. Going to a game.
No, that's fair. Kicking it off with some WNBA. Storm fall to the Aces. 74-73. Aces move on. The last game of the first round is tonight. Liberty versus Mercury. And they battled through, but man, the Storm had a second quarter where they scored 7 points. And for them to only be a point back, and they actually had the final shot. It just didn't fall. So it was it all hinged on one last second throw, and unfortunately, it didn't come together. So no finals coverage for me for this year.
But I saw that it, what was going on a little bit just on as I'm watching the score kind of ticker below. So I was thinking about you in that regard. 74-73 kind of is like a gut punch.
Yeah. I mean, it was the Aces have been the hottest team in the WNBA for the last just over a month. They won 16 straight before the Storm beat them on Tuesday, and so I mean, they're just kind of a juggernaut going into the playoffs. So.
But to be able to, they scored a goal. They scored a basket to take a 1 point lead with 1.3 seconds left. So that could have gone the other way.
Well, and with that 1.3, the Storm did get a shot up. So I mean, and it was actually a decent look. It healed off the rim. So I mean, if it lands, we're having a different conversation.
Right.
So I mean, great season by the Storm. It, this league is going to look wildly different next year. So players are going to move a lot. There's a lot of contracts that are coming up. There's 2 expansion teams coming in. This is going to be, a very different team going into 26.
Well, hopefully it'll be a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because they need to win these games.
They need to rebound. That is that has been a problem the entire season. And so they got to figure out how to get somebody in that can clean up the glass.
But all right. So now that that's done, I would say that more importantly, you have a very important series happening in the next 3 days.
Very, very. And Jay, I don't think they overachieved. There's some good players on that team. I mean, this is a huge series.
This, I feel like, is the difference between winning the division and
potentially missing the playoffs.
I don't think you're going to miss the playoffs. I think that the Guardians are far enough away, and they have to overtake the Red Sox.
Never mind. I didn't realize the Rangers had fallen off.
Well, they got swept.
Yeah.
I had forgotten that. So yeah, never mind. Yeah. It's basically who takes the division because we're tied right now.
So, and you guys are playing good ball right now. Mm-hmm. The other team that's really coming on strong, I mean, other than like you guys have won like 9 of your last 10 and what have you,
yep.
The Guardians.
Hmm.
So, and it looks to me more and more like Boston might be the one that's on the outside looking in.
Yeah, they are fading.
And if everything was to end right now,
Yep.
you guys would wind up playing the Yankees, which I'll be honest, I think is a better matchup for you guys. If you guys wind up winning the division, and it's close there too, because obviously Detroit is not doing so hot. They've only won 3 of their last 10 and lost the last 3.
Mhm.
And you guys are in a virtual tie completely with the Astros.
Yes.
Like you guys have both won 5 games so far this season,
Yep.
and this series is going to determine who not only takes the lead but then wins the season series on the tiebreaker.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, yeah, if it ended today, it would literally be a coin flip. They'd be like, well, best 2 out of 3. Rock, paper, scissors, let's go.
That being said, you guys are both 1 game out from the Tigers.
Yes. Another
So
team that's kind of fading a little bit in a
that's
weird.
what I'm saying. So it's possible that that one of these teams could wind up getting the bye.
Yeah. How weird is that? Because we weren't even talking about that being a possibility 2 weeks ago.
So, I mean, and the other thing that kind of amazes me in this is that the Guardians, and I want to see their schedule because they just swept the Tigers, and they have another 3 games with the Tigers.
Mhm.
The Guardians could win this division and even go all the way up to a bye.
That's wild because they've been on the outside looking in for 2 months.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting how they got a 4-game set with the Twins, who you guys just took what, 2 of 3 or 3 of 4?
What's that?
You guys took 2 of 3 from the Twins or 3 of 4 from the Twins?
We played the Royals.
Oh, that's right. Okay, it was all right. My
But
bad on that one.
we took 2 of 3, but it was the Royals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that you guys had won 2-0 yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah. It's interesting in the AL. It's interesting, but I'll tell you what. Here's the one thing I will say about this: nobody scares me over there. There is nobody that's scary at all.
No.
So,
Yeah.
And I'm interested. It's funny how the Padres decided to poop the bed against the Mets, and the Mets now all of a sudden are hitting stride a little bit. They obviously the Diamondbacks are 2 games back.
Yep.
And of course we're playing them. And Diamondbacks have had our number a little bit, but I think the way that things are happening as of right this second, that we're playing a lot better than they are.
Mhm.
But I'm interested to really see if the Mets can finish out and
Yeah.
finish the season out to get the 6th seed,
The
and them
next.
playing the Dodgers.
Yeah, the next 6 games are going to be, I think, who gets that final playoff spot because the Mets get the Nationals this weekend, who they should be able to, at worst, take 2 or 3, if not sweep the Nationals, and the Padres get the White Sox this weekend. So the Padres should sweep the White Sox. The Mets should sweep the Nationals. Then you look at next week, the Mets got to go to the Cubs for 3 next week. And then they finish up with the Marlins. So that 3-game set with the Cubs is going to be huge for the Mets just because you look at the Padres' last 6 games, they have 3 with the Brewers and 3 with the Diamondbacks. So that last week of the season for the Padres is going to be tough regardless. That's why this weekend, I think the Padres have to sweep the White Sox this weekend to have realistically the shot to hold off the Mets for that 5.
And I'm saying that on top of that, the Padres are the one team that does not deal with adversity.
Nope, they don't.
You've got the cancer of all cancers over there, and he don't get along with nobody. And the moment you start losing, he starts blaming everybody else.
Tatis, Machado.
Fernando Tatis is actually a quiet guy. But we'll see. We will see. It's going to be a very interesting week, starting with this weekend. I would love to see you guys start to really take the foothold. The Mariners take the foothold against the Astros.
It would be nice to go into the playoffs on a roll. Like that'd be fantastic.
I mean, you guys are part of the top 3 teams that are the hottest teams in baseball. It's you, Cleveland, and Philly. Those 3 are the hottest teams in baseball right now as we speak.
Yeah, I mean that's it's kind of the thing with the Storm had too. Is when they're on, and when they're off, they're like way off.
Yeah,
like, it's like, could we just get some balance here? Could we just play good baseball kind of all the time? Like, not crazy over the top, and not the like bargain basement baseball that sometimes we get into. Can we just kind of be consistent, have a good product all the time? Now, obviously, yeah, they're 9 of the last 10 of the last 11, right? So I mean, like they're on a heater right now. So, but I want to see that be like a thing instead of them being the streaky team that they are.
So, who would you rather face? The Yankees in New York?
Mm-hmm.
Or would you rather, I mean, obviously, like I said, a lot can change in this mix. Or face, it would be either the Guardians or the Red Sox in Seattle.
Probably the Red Sox in Seattle. And only because they've been playing not great. Like it hasn't been a great product. They've been really inconsistent. So of those, like I don't want to face a team that's on a heater, right? So like if the Guardians come in, that's a thing. When it comes to the Yankees, when their hitters are dialed in, it's hard to beat them, right?
You guys have won the season series with them, right?
I'd have to double check. That I'm not sure of offhand.
With what team?
Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, it's just how you catch the Yankees, right? Because they don't play small ball. So if they're hitting you and they're denting cars, it's hard to hang. But when they're not hitting, deep, then they're very beatable, right? Yeah. So I mean, it just depends on which Yankees team shows up.
They beat you guys 5-6.
Yeah. I mean, it just, for whatever reason, if your command isn't perfect, they got dudes, right? They got dudes with clubs and those things. The score can get crazy in a hurry. So,
but you ain't played since July 10th. It's a whole different world now.
We're a very different team than then, for sure.
And I mean, even earlier in the season, the Yankees beat you guys 11-5, but then you beat them 2-1 in Game 2 in 11 innings, and then they beat you 3-2 in the series finale in Seattle. So, like when they were in Seattle, they didn't do much offensively apart from that first game.
Yeah, but it looks like the Yankees are going to have the top spot. As I look at their schedule, they got 3 more games with the Orioles in Baltimore. Then they got 3 games against the White Sox.
Yeah.
And then they got another 3 games against the Orioles.
Yeah, they have a chance to
win out.
I don't think they'll win out because I think once they clinch the playoff spot, like their wild card spot or whatever, then I think you'll see them start to sit a couple players like those last day or two. But I think they could get on a heater here and win like 7 in a row and be like, oh, now we clinched. Now we can give you guys 2 days off.
Well, looking at Toronto, let's see what Toronto's schedule looks like because Toronto lost their last 2 games. They got the Royals, the Red Sox, and the Rays.
Yeah.
So figuring that the Royals, obviously they're out of it right now, because the Yankees are 3 games out from winning the division. So again, same type of situation, that if things go a certain way, they still could win the top seed.
Yeah, because I mean, if the Blue Jays go 5-4, which you look at their schedule, 5-4 is a very doable stretch for their final 9 games. The Yankees can go 8-1. And if the Yankees go 8-1 and the Blue Jays go 5-4, now you have a tie for that division. Then it goes down to
Well,
the
let's see. Yeah, let's see who's got the tiebreaker.
I think the
So
Yankees do. I think the Yankees are 7-6 against the Blue Jays.
Oh, okay.
I think. I don't know. They
I'm
haven't played
looking
for
at
a
that
while.
right now. So 3-3, 6-3, 7-3. No, so Toronto has it.
Okay. So yeah, the Yankees can make things interesting with this nice little nothing in baseball you're gonna say is an easy stretch of games because anybody can beat anybody, but like this is a very light landing for the Yankees heading into the playoffs. Like this is a very soft schedule for the next 9 games for them, where they can easily win 8 of 9.
Yeah,
it's always nice to get some cupcake games before before you get
they obviously every team must be playing their best baseball come playoff time.
Yeah, of course.
So you get a nice soft landing like this. It's like, hey, you might get the fans a little excited because you might start to see some lopsided scores, but then you have the Yankees organization like, well, these teams really aren't that good. Like, we're still not where we want to be. It's just nice to win some games heading into the playoffs here.
Well, it also just guarantees your spot, right? I mean, that's the best thing about some late season cupcake games. If you're in that wild card range, it's just like, okay, let's solidify the fact that we're getting in. We get some wins, which is always good to carry into the playoffs. Like that's the worst part about our schedule. Our last 3 series, we got the Astros, which is huge, right? And then we have the Rockies, which awesome, right? Be like, okay, cool. Let's see if we can get Cal to break Griffey's record, and then we finish with the Dodgers, and who knows what they're going to be, right?
Mhm.
Like they could be the Dodgers that are beating people. They could be the Dodgers that have looked terrible. Who knows what they're going to be for that final 3 games of the season.
Right.
Do you think he's going to hit? I mean, he's at 58 right now, right?
Who?
56.
Raleigh?
Yeah, I think he's at 56.
Got you. Do you think he hits 4?
I think he gets 2.
If he does, it will be against the Rockies.
Oh, that's true. You got the Rock. Yeah, he'll hit 4.
Yeah, 3 games with the Rockies. It's entirely possible that he
gets Colorado too, right?
Yes. Yeah, I believe
he might hit 5 that weekend. I think Raleigh might go off that weekend.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible. So he could absolutely get to 60. I don't know that he does. I'm betting he at least
it's in Seattle.
Oh, is it? I thought that one was
away. No, you guys have the last 6 games at home.
Oh, nice. Even
the last weekend against the Dodgers is an interesting series. I am really interested to see how that plays out.
Me too. I mean,
because it looks like that the Dodgers are going to be set in the number 3 spot. Or like I said, the Padres fell off a little bit now, so I don't think that they're going to, start to catch up a little bit. So I feel like that they could be setting their pitching rotation against the Mets. Yeah, unless it's the Diamondbacks, which is even more scary for the Dodgers. Yeah. The Dodgers and the Diamondbacks. I mean, I think that they took that last series against them. Let me see.
It's funny how when we were talking about the AL, how many teams were super close in that wild card race for really the last month, right? You're just like, man, we really don't know who it's going to be. And then there's been a little bit of distance now. And when we talked about the NL for the last month, it's like, oh, I mean, we kind of know who it is. And now all of a sudden, that 3rd spot, there's some people for it.
And the thing is, too, with that 3rd spot now in the National League, a lot of the teams that most people thought would be battling it out for that third spot have kind of fought their way back in. Like Arizona was a team that everyone pegged to be a wild card team pretty much since the start of the year. Played like crap for 4.5 months. They made the trades they made at the deadline, and all of a sudden, hey, we're back in the wild card race now. Like we're here now. Giants, another team that people thought could get in, and same with the Reds. Like the three teams that a lot of people had as that final wild card spot are battling it out for that final spot.
Well, but when you think about 2 weeks ago, we were talking about the NL side just being like, yeah, we kind of know what it is. And now it becomes interesting. And it just on the AL side, we were just like, oh, man, this is all over the place. This could be any number of teams. And now you're starting to get some distance there. So it's just funny that those swapped when the NL, I mean, it looked like it was going to be what it was for, a month, basically.
Right.
And the Dodgers right now against the Diamondbacks are 5-5. They have a series against them in Arizona. Them beating the Giants last night was a big one for them. They needed to take that one. It was a 2-1 game. That one went really close, back and forth. A one hitter for what's his face? Yamamoto. But the 3 games against the Diamondbacks, and then, like I said, I think if they wind up taking 2 of 3 in that series, doesn't matter what they do against the Giants. If they take 2 of 3 against the Diamondbacks, that would be enough for them to finish out, in that number 3 spot, and then they'll start to play the pitching game against either it's going to be the Mets or I think the Mets are going to wind up making. I don't think the Diamondbacks are going to catch up. I know that they're only 2 games back, but the Reds are also 2 games back.
Yeah.
What do the Reds play?
Reds have a 4-game series with the Cubs right now. Like the Reds have to take 3 of 4 from Chicago to probably have a shot yet. They ended up beating the Cubs 1-0 last night because Hunter Green threw a 1-hit complete game shutout. But all the Cubs were hungover because they drank too much champagne the day before.
Well, that game had a whole total of 5 hits.
Yeah. Reds had 4 hits, Cubs had 1 hit, but you could tell it was like the hangover lined them because everyone was out there just like lethargic. So
I tell you, I would have lost a ton of money on the second game against the Dodgers after the Phillies clinched.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I told people, I said, take the under on runs scored, take the Dodgers money line, take everything. And then what happened? They wound up giving up like 6 runs in the 6th inning, and it wound up winning that game 9-6 on a 3-run home run by Marchand in the 8th or the 9th, and that was how we wound up winning the game. I was like, damn, I would have gone broke.
Yeah.
especially if you're doing some of those like in-game betting where you're watching the line really change because nothing happened, and then all of a sudden you have a huge inning and you're like,
Yeah, so that's why I do not gamble.
Yep.
But I would have lost a lot of money, and I was telling people, I'm like, definitely take the Dodgers today because they drank last night. The Phillies like to party. But what that did tell me is that they didn't party hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They aren't that excited about winning the division. That was a foregone conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to get to work. That's what I liked. That's what I got out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the job isn't done, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's good. That's what you want.
Paul, I need your suicide pick.
Oh yeah. Who hasn't put theirs in?
Paul and Scott.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen Scott.
I have not seen Scott either. So, and I'm not sure where Scott comes from. Like, I think he comes from your YouTube.
Yeah, he does. He does.
So yeah, I mean, as long as you could get a message out to him from like a previous show.
Yeah, I'll.
Well, interesting that you say that, Paul, because we're about to go over each game for this weekend, right after these commercial messages.
I'm trying to find. We can't do the commercial yet. I'm trying to find Scott's. So.
But did you guys watch the game last night?
Yeah, of course.
No.
Tua turned the ball over.
Like that turnover was the killer.
That was the game. I figured they weren't going to cover, right? 12.5 is way too big of a line. And you can score on the Bills. Like we've seen people be able to do it. So I thought that Miami was going to play them decently, still lose, but, not cover. So I would have made some money on it if I was betting. I wouldn't have bet the money line, though, because the Bills were a minus 909. It was like, yeah, but what's the point?
Yeah, such a bad pass, too. Like, such a bad pass. Like
it was right to him.
It's like, dude, man, like of all the times to screw up. Like I thought that they were driving, they were doing well. It was first down pass. Why try to, thread the needle? There was no need to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't thread it. Yeah, he definitely chose the wrong hole.
Paul's going with the Packers.
Oh, okay.
That's who I got, Paul. So we're both going to win that. And I know Brad chose the Eagles again, but that doesn't count, Brad. So if you're here, Brad, choose another team other than the Eagles.
Oh, I thought he did pick another team after that.
He didn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm getting it. I get it all today. It's like it's Friday. It's Friday. What? Saturday, Sunday, huh?
How would you even say that?
As a Dusman.
And no, we don't need that, man. We get about 100 of those messages every single day. So
I like the one that comes from Twitch.
Yeah.
It says, hey, Streambo.
Yeah, I know.
It's going to come here. Sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late, but it's always consistent.
Hey, thanks for tuning in.
Take away the space. All right, let's start talking about this weekend, unless you want to do the commercial.
Sure, why not? Yeah. In fact, because we're talking about different betting lines, you can do it right with us here on Coast to Coast at Bet Us. Use this QR code on the screen, up to 125% of your first 3 deposits, 10% bet guarantee. And of course, if you are here in the Pacific Northwest, True Fusion Gym, use the QR code here, free 5-day pass, any of the 3 locations, Bellevue, Ballard, University Village, Pilates Boot Camp, Yoga Bar, and more. Find your edge, True Fusion Gym. All right.
Dun, 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 dun. Anyways, starting off the NFL week.
Before we do the games, though, can we just give a quick congratulations to Clayton Kershaw, who announced his retirement yesterday? That he's going to retire once the season is over, because that is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and is probably the best left-handed pitcher of the 2000s generation, 2006 through now.
Trying to think of other left-handed pitchers that would compete against that.
John Lester, if you look at just basically playoff success, because John Lester was an absolute dog when the playoffs started, but he wasn't necessarily the most successful regular season pitcher versus Kershaw. He's always been dominant in the regular season. He just sometimes falls apart in the playoffs.
Yeah. But so did Kershaw.
No, like Kershaw fell apart in the playoffs, but it was always good in the regular season versus Lester was always like a 14-10, 14-11 guy in the regular season, but once the playoffs started, you couldn't hit Lester. Like he was a different pitcher come playoff time.
Speaking of which, as funny as just I'm just going, I'm just picking Blake Snell. Man, does that guy look like he needs some sleep?
Yes, he does.
He has got some bags under his eyes that, it's like, dude, man, put some cucumbers on your eyes or something, man. Figure it out. Like, you look like that you ain't slept in about 6 years. Azaduzman, I'm good. Thank you. Don't make me have to mute you.
Yeah, thanks, but no thanks.
So
good stuff.
But anyways, he definitely, I saw him, I'm like, wow, the bags under his eyes are legendary.
Those Hollywood lights are getting into him a little bit. He's not getting much sleep.
But yeah, just saying. Hopefully he can get some rest because playoff time coming soon, and they're going to need you against the Mets. Be interesting to see. I would love the Mets to beat them and knock the Dodgers out of the playoffs, in the first round. That'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. Going to LA and smacking them around. That would be perfect.
That would be great.
And so, but anyways, starting off, dun 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 dun. At week 3, obviously the game yesterday, the Bills wind up winning and going to 3-0. Let's start off with this game. We'll start off with mine. All right, it's time now. I thought.
Yeah, I was going to say, you gotta shut him down. That's annoying. Fortunately, it doesn't broadcast against all platforms, right? We get to see them all, but no one else does. So, at least we're saving people that annoyingness. What's happening, Joe?
For some reason, it's not letting me do it. So,
great.
No, whatever. Yeah. Nobody sees him.
Yeah, exactly. Joe does.
Yeah, Joe gets to see. Anyways.
Yep.
That being said, okay, maybe that was no, neither here nor there. StreamYard, you're screwed up again.
Always.
Starting off first, Rams versus the Eagles. 1:00 game. Oh, these are all the 1 o'clocks. The over-under is 44.5, and the Eagles are a 3.5-point favorite.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving you an extra half a point on what a normal home field is. So, I mean, it's not like it's not like Vegas is like, they're going to do it. But
yeah,
I have the Eagles here, though. I like you guys at home. The Rams are going to make it a battle, though. Oddly enough, I would probably actually take the under there.
Yep.
Right? I would take the Rams with the points, but the Eagles to win outright.
That's what I was going to say. I would take the Rams to cover, but the Eagles to win.
I feel like it's the half, right? The half is what it is. This seems like a game that's probably going to be a field goal win.
Yeah.
I hear you. I am nervous a little bit on this game in terms of it being the last possession game. I kind of foresee that. They have the Rams number though. They do have the Rams number.
They do.
And the coach is going to be walking around with a big limp. He got some plantar fasciitis or whatever that is at the game. He didn't even go in. Mm-hmm. Wasn't even playing and got plantar fasciitis. So he's going to be walking around in a boot. this next game. So it'll be interesting to kind of see that. It's going to be a tough game. It's definitely
No
going to be a
question.
tough game. I think it's the game of the week, actually. Next game, Colts versus Titans. And the Colts are giving 4.5 points, and it's a 43.5-point spread.
Yeah, I like the Colts here. Obviously the Titans are they're gonna sneak up and get somebody. I don't know if it's the Colts. It's just there's so many new pieces to this Titans team. I just don't think they're quite ready yet.
Right.
So yeah, I like the Colts. I'm not saying I believe in Danny Dimes at all, but he's looked good, right? It's definitely been his best situation. So we'll see if they can keep it going. But the Titans are just a bad team as they're constructed.
Yeah, I like the Colts too. And I'm going to say kind of what Bo said. I don't necessarily know if Daniel Jones is the answer long term, but should he keep this up another couple of weeks, you kind of have to look at it as like the Sam Darnold situation last year, where Darnold just played out of his mind for 1 year to get his contract. If Danny Jones goes and plays out of his mind for 1 year, he's going to get a multi-year contract after the year's over.
Yeah. And I don't think he's going to have the year that Darnold had. Let's not get crazy or anything.
But that's just in general sense. Like if he goes out and the Colts win 10, 11 games and they win the division, it's because Daniel Jones played well.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it's coaching. Steichen has been really, I think, took him a year to figure it out.
Well, look at last year, because he had Kevin O'Connell last year in Minnesota, even though he didn't see any snaps, but he was still with Kevin O'Connell last year in Minnesota learning the whole thing that he does with the quarterbacks. And now Daniel Jones finally has had two good coaches that actually know what they're doing.
Well, and Steichen was the one that took us to the Super Bowl. We lost, but it's like I said, I think he's a really good coach, and I think he's got them on a big surprise that they could be one of those teams that take the monster leap, that wind up in the second round or maybe even the AFC Championship game before they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Oh, sure.
And the way he's got them playing right now and the coaching, obviously, it's still preseason. It's the preseason that counts, but that's that right now. Steelers versus the Patriots. Steelers are a 1.5-point favorite and a 44.5.
Yeah, I like the Steelers here. The Pats have a good defense, but they're not going to be able to score points, right? So I'm going to take the Steelers. Let's see, what was the spread? 1.5.
1.5.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you take the points because you need one to win. So I'll take the Steelers and the points there.
I don't know. I think that it's potentially they're going to be off with his head type thing over there in Pittsburgh when he loses this game. Aaron Rodgers.
I feel like that's just wishful thinking because you want to see chaos.
I just, after watching some of the highlights of that game, Aaron Rodgers he just looks old.
He does.
Sure.
And I think that that's going to start to affect them. Like, yeah, this guy's done.
Against teams that can score.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing with the Pats is their defense is decent, but I mean, they're just not going to be putting up points. And I mean, so even when he's looking old and making mistakes, and he's still going to be able to score enough points to outrun a team like the Patriots.
Yeah. I mean, as bad as the Steelers defense has looked the first couple of weeks, Patriots don't have that type of an offense that's going to be able to put up like 35, 40 points.
Exactly.
Like even if the Steelers struggle to score, the Patriots are still going to struggle to score themselves. That's why it could be like a 23-20 type game. But I think the Steelers, they have the better quarterback, and they have the better defense. So I think the Steelers are still going to find a way to win.
Oh, and that's what they do. They go above 500. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We will see. I would like to see the off with his head.
Well, that's why I said I think that was wishful thinking. You just want to see chaos, and I'm with it. I hope you're right, kind of, because I picked them in my pick'em, and I want to win that pick. But but at the same time, in the interest of watching the world burn, that team being terrible would be amazing.
Jets, Bucks.
Winning big.
Bucks just because Justin Fields is not playing.
Exactly. Tyrod Taylor's not going to be the guy. So yeah, I got to beat up Baker over full strength Tyrod Taylor.
Like even if Fields was playing, I would still have the Bucks winning. But with Baker being beat up, I think Fields could have made it at least a little bit better of a game. But not with him being out there. I don't think it'll be much. I think Bucks will win by at least 10.
Yeah.
Interesting. I got this as a little bit of a trap game.
Okay.
I think that the Bucks will win, because they have figured out ways to win really close games.
Yep.
But I also, I think that it's definitely within the point spread. So I would take the Jets with the points. But I got the Bucks winning that game. All right.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have them cover. Yeah, no chance.
6.5 is a lot, and he's saying 10. He's actually saying 10 on the other side. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, this is another one where it's probably going to be like 3 or 4 points. Like if that spread was 3.5, I'd have been like, eesh, right? Like you're like, that feels right. 6.5, I don't think there's any way that's a thing. The Jets defense is too good to let them get blown out.
All right. Next, Raiders versus Commanders. 3.5, 44.5.
I like the Raiders to win out right here.
I do too, just because Jaden Daniels not playing.
Exactly.
It'll be interesting. I think that the Raiders are hot trash. So I don't think that that's going to be the case. I think that the Commanders could squeak that out in a game that I expect to be 13-12. So the under definitely does that one. Falcons versus the Panthers. The 5.5 point spread and 44.5.
So I like the Falcons here. We haven't seen anything out of this Panthers team. It's funny because we thought they were going to be taking a step forward this year, and we have not seen that. Like, not be good. Like, I'm not saying that at all. But take a step forward to where they've been, and we have not seen that yet. The Falcons, on the other hand, I think they're going to be able to win this. They're going to win in ugly fashion, though, because for whatever reason, the Falcons can't figure out how to get their playmakers involved all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they're going to do just enough to get past the Panthers.
And cover. I think that they do cover that. I think that the Panthers are hot garbage, and that touchdown will.
Yeah, I think I'm with you there. I do think they cover.
Now we have the Battle of the Bastards. The Bengals versus the Vikings.
Back up city. Let's go. I like the Vikings at home. I think Wentz is going to be able to do a little bit more than Browning. And mostly because the Vikings have a defense and the Bengals have some traffic cones. So
Yeah.
I think the Vikings are going to be able to win this. What's the line? It can't be much.
I think it's 2.5.
41.5. And 2.5. 2.5.
Yeah, so I guess I'm going to take the Vikings and the points because they're probably going to win by like a field goal. But because Browning is he's going to make some throws.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the Vikings are probably going to connect just about every time they get the ball. So
I'm going with Minnesota just because Harrison Smith is finally playing, and Andrew Van Ginkel, who was out last week with a concussion, is also going to be back. So 2 of Minnesota's missing pieces last week on defense will be back, and this game I think will be decided by a turnover. And we know Minnesota's got a better defense than Cincinnati. Like, they know how to force turnovers.
Exactly.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think this is going to be a rout. I think I got Minnesota scoring like 45 points in this game.
Whew.
And it might even be
I
more than
really
that.
hope they do, because then they might be sticking with Wentz for a while.
Yeah, I think that it's not just going to be Wentz. I think that they're going to get like if I could get the Vikings defense this week, I think that that's like they could score like 14 points on defense. I think this is going to be like they could score 50 points this week. And some of it's going to be attributed to Wentz, some of it's going to be attributed to the defense. But I think that this is going to be a smacking in
I
in,
really hope you are right.
Right?
in big proportion.
That,
So
that would be fantastic, because then you're really looking at the coach or the GM, I guess, when it's like, hey, this game didn't have to go this way. You could have maybe spent some money on the defense.
right. Well, like I said, I don't think you're going to be able to blame it all on the defense. I think that there's going to be, but I kind of think that you're going to see like a 3-touchdown performance, that the passing game is going to erupt because of this. Because Wentz, their defense is bad enough that Wentz is going to be able to scramble around and make plays. And he's really good at that when the defense really is bad. So I see Jefferson having a really big day.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, like I said, I just think that he throws 3 touchdowns, maybe a pick. But I think that Minnesota's defense is also going to pick Browning off. He's a slinger, and he likes to throw interceptions. And I think that you're going to see a couple of pick sixes against them too. So it's just my opinion, but I think that you're going to see a spanking, a big, big spanking.
I really
No, and I agree with Jefferson having a big day. I mean, I said that a couple days ago. They're just like, oh, if Wentz is the guy throwing, and he's been on your bench because you don't trust McCarthy, like this is the week you start him.
Right.
And 41.5, it's 41.5, the over under. That is going to skyrocket over. I think that the Vikings score 42 points themselves, at least.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. So, next one.
So hope you are right.
Texans versus the Jags. 1.5 point spread for the Jags. The Jags are the favored team here. I know that Houston has started off 0-2, and the Jags are actually 1-1, and but
yeah, I got the Texans here. I mean, the Jags are another team that doesn't particularly play defense, and I just don't trust Trevor Lawrence to not create his own problems. So, yeah, I think the Texans are the more complete team, so I'm going that route.
I'm taking the Texans because it's a must-win game for the Texans. They can't afford to fall to 0-3 if the Colts win and be 3 games behind the Colts. Like, this is like a must-win game for them if they want any hopes of winning that division again.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it might be tough because just they are division foes, but I got Houston in this one. Packers versus the Browns. 7.5 point spread for the Packers at 41.5.
Packers do more than cover.
Yeah, I don't even really have to go over this game. Like the Browns are hot trash.
Like if this could be high school football rules, they'd be a running clock.
No question.
At some point in this game, 35 points running clock.
Yeah, the Pack are going to demolish them. I'd take the over here because I think this is the game where the Packers are, close to hitting that over.
What is the line? What is the total line, Pegs?
41.5.
Yeah, Packers will probably score 35 plus on their own. Yeah,
I'd
take the over on the line. I'd take the over on everything on this one.
Yeah, I'll take the Packers. I'll take the points. I'll take the over.
I got the Packers winning big, but I have the under. I think that this could be like a 27-7 game. But I think that the Browns defense is good enough that they're going to be able to give a little bit of things, a little bit of issues to the Packers. The Packers offense, their defense is really sound. Their offense isn't as great as everybody thinks it is.
Yeah.
So I think that it's going to be closer. I got the under, but I got the Pack winning big.
The reason why I'm going with the over 2 is with how good the Packers defense has been. Joe Flacco's prone to make turnovers. I could see the Packers forcing 3 or 4 turnovers and having like short fields where they only have to go like 30 yards to get a touchdown as opposed to having to go 75, 80 yards.
And that's exactly why I was taking the over there. Is because Flacco is prone to throw as many interceptions as he throws.
He's not mobile, so if Packers blitz, he's going to get hammered, he's going to get picked, he's going to fumble. I think the Packers could have like 3 touchdowns all on like short fields because of turnovers and just really crappy play.
You could actually see Dylan Gabriel by the third quarter.
Maybe. All right. 4 o'clock games. Start with the big one. Broncos, Chargers. Broncos with a big loss last week. Game they probably should not have lost, but did. And the Chargers, 2-0. Minus 2.5 for the Chargers.
So I like the Chargers here. This is absolutely a game that the Broncos can steal, though. And why that is the Chargers have a couple of corners on that are questionable coming in, and it's not questionable in like, oh, I have an ankle or something like that. It's a hamstring and a hip.
Mm-hmm.
Those are tough as a corner because of the way you got to move and run. So those ones, even if they play, you wonder if they're going to be limited a little bit. They have a linebacker, Henley, out questionable with an illness, and then their tight end Disley questionable with a knee. Again, knees for tight ends like that's a tough one also. So I have the Chargers winning at home, but I would not be surprised if the Broncos steal this.
I like the Broncos mainly because I think they're very upset with how they let that game get away last week.
It was bad.
So I think it's kind of like, okay, we need to just take our frustrations out on somebody, and the Chargers just happen to be the team that they're playing this week. It'll be a close game, and I think Denver gets it done.
I actually think that the Chargers do it just on better quarterback play.
Yep.
Alone. That's it. That's the difference between these two teams, and this is actually an early game to decide the division.
Mm-hmm.
So, Saints and Seahawks. Seahawks are 7.5-point favorite at 41.5.
So I like the Seahawks here. I don't expect them to cover. The Seahawks routinely play down to the level of who they're playing. So they have a real habit of not covering. And so I'm going to go with the Hawks win, obviously, because the Saints are terrible. But it's going to be like a 4-point win, and it's going to be frustrating.
Okay, I like the Seahawks.
I think the Seahawks win too. And yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think that the defense of the Saints isn't as bad as people make it out to be. I also think that Kellen Moore is a good coach. So I think he's going to keep his team competitive. Here's a big one. Cardinals versus the 49ers. The 49ers are a 2.5-point favorite with the over-under being 45.5.
I like the Cards on the road. You have a banged-up Purdy, so it realistically is probably the Mac Jones show. Kittle's on IR. Ayuk's still out. So you got you got some things that they're working through as far as injuries are concerned, and the Cardinals are actually pretty healthy overall. So I think this is a game that the Cards can come in and steal from an injured Niners team. But at the same time, if this game was later in the year, even if Cardinals were on a heater, I would still pick the Niners because they find a way to only play good at the beginning of the year and then fall apart. So because it's the third game, I like the Cards to get this.
I'm just going San Francisco just because of Kyle Shanahan's history against the Cardinals. He's got a very good record against the Cardinals. It's like the one team that he consistently beats year in and year out. Injured or not, I think he still finds ways to get it done.
I would almost agree with you. I think that this is out coaching. Like he's going to out coach. I'm not a fan of the coach of the Cardinals. However, if there was a game that they were going to steal, this would be the one. Seeing the Cardinals at 3-0 is just kind of funny to me, but would not be surprising. Yeah, so my pick is Cardinals, but I think I'd like to see the 49ers win that game. Dallas Cowboys at the Chicago Bears. Dallas is a 1.5 point favorite, and it's 50.5.
Taking the over on the 50.5. Cowboys are going to win just because the Bears do not have a single cornerback right now that can cover CeeDee Lamb or George Pickens. I think both of them could have 150 plus in this game.
Both of them.
Yep. Bears don't have the Bears, like literally the Bears are out their top two cornerbacks, and their third string cornerback has the lowest passer rating in coverage in the NFL right now. Like all day.
So they're also going to be questionable with their running back Swift.
TJ Edwards is out, I believe, with a hamstring injury. Their middle linebacker. So yeah, they are very banged up right now.
Also, DeMarco Jackson, also hamstring.
Yeah.
And then one of their DBs, it's kind of a float around guy, is also a hamstring.
Yeah.
Just about everybody is listed with a hamstring. So Kyler Gordon also hamstring. So yeah, I mean, they're going to be able to take the top off of the Bears. I still think it's going to be relatively close.
Well, I think it's going to be like a 37-27 game because Dallas's defense isn't great. So, the Bears are going to be able to like move the ball themselves, just that they just don't have anybody that will be able to cover either Pickens or CeeDee Lamb right now. So the Cowboys can throw on them all day.
Well, and then I would take the Cowboys anyway because the Bears are obviously without any kind of clutch gene at all, because as soon as the fourth quarter starts, they stop playing. So I got the Cowboys.
I'm going against the Bears just because they're trash.
And I mean, their coach came out after their last game and were asked if he was asked if the practice habits need to get better, and he's like, "Yeah, our practice habits don't represent a championship caliber team." You're just like, "Oh, okay," and he looked mad about it answering it. So
I get it. Chiefs Giants 6.5, 45.5.
I mean, I got KC winning this. I don't feel great about it though, because they're still without their receivers, right? But the Giants are the Giants, so I might score chase this one. I may not actually watch this.
I think the Giants cover, but I think Kansas City wins because it's a similar situation to Houston, where this is a must-win game for Kansas City. Like this is a must-win game.
The Chiefs are imploding.
Yeah,
I think they're imploding. I think the Giants steal this one.
That would be funny because then you'd get to see people like Nick Wright lose their minds. The biggest Chiefs homer ever.
Yeah, I think that the Chiefs are imploding. I think that J.J. Schuster saying, "Hey, we got to play for each other," when he was doing his interview, that is telling me there is dissension in the locker room. They played their Super Bowl last week. That was a rough game for everybody, including the Eagles. So I think that's going to carry over, and the Giants are going to steal this one. I would actually money line it. And the money line on that, just so that you know, is a plus 240. So you can actually make some money on it. Last game on Monday Night Football, the Lions versus the Ravens. The Ravens are a 4.5 point favorite, 53.5.
Ooh.
Yeah, so both these teams are going to score. Even though it's 53, I still kind of like the over there. I do have the Ravens winning at home. The Ravens defense is probably the worst it's been in the last 5 years, and you can score on the Lions, right? Like we've seen that. So I think this is going to be a high scoring event. Ravens pull it out at home, probably a last possession kind of game.
I think if it goes to the last possession, that the Ravens lose. Actually, I feel like that this could go very similar to the Buffalo game, but I think that the Ravens win. I don't think it's going to go to the last possession.
I think the Lions cover, but the Ravens win.
So,
yeah,
I did, Frankie. I think that the Pats are going to start the chant of "off with his head" from Pittsburgh. So,
well, we'll find out this weekend. Hopefully, everybody enjoys the game. We appreciate you watching wherever you are, however you may be listening. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe. Otherwise, we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next week. Have a great weekend, everybody. Enjoy the games.
Peace.